Welcome. In this video, we continue on with our campaign of Kingdom Legacy Feudal Kingdom Part 3. So down at the table, we made it to card 47, which has a stop. Even more immigrants are longing for a place to follow their dreams, and your kingdom seems to deliver on that promise. This round, instead of discovering 2 cards, look at the next 4, so cards 48 through 51. Discover 2 of them and destroy the other 2. So 48 through 51. Okay, we've got an envoy. So spending our turn for money to discover a trader. We can upgrade to get an investor. Discover an ally. Discover a consort. Seems like a lot of people, which helps with our strength in numbers. Royal Architect, destroy one of the following cards in play to get an improved version of it. Castle, Diamond Mine, and Temple. Don't know if they're very popular with us. Destroy Stone Bridge to get, ooh, that's nice. Pretty good points there. We've got a Traveler, discovering lands, more land. I like getting more cards. That's a resource we're not getting, though. And discovering borders. It's almost as good as land, right? I think we'll go with the magistrate and the envoy and destroy those. So we will shuffle those in with the Kingdom of Dale. And see how this round goes. All right, start with the engineer, larger barns, magistrate, and a school. So you get to upgrade a person and upgrade that. We can make that or another card stay in play. And we're going to use that ability, discovering border 130. And that is a town border, which has options of becoming a watchtower, or we can flip over to get an inner wall, or then move up to a double wall. I like the 2 swords on that. So that will get rid of these. Do we want to keep the larger barns or discard it? We'll keep the money. No. I would like to upgrade the school. I think we'll try that. We will, end of turn, make this or another card stay in play to keep that. And we get 4 more cards. Hey, we've got a person. And I think we're going to do just that. So upgrade a person in play for free. Then we'll upgrade that. So he becomes a brick road. Let's just look at cards and destroy one of them and discover the other. And this flips over to the prominent school. And those are going to go away. Okay. I've got a mine, our food barns, and a deep pit. And envoy. And I don't see us doing anything with that, so we will advance, bringing in the wall and the hotel. So we're going to produce. So we made it up to 7 in our exports. We have 1 money saved up, and we'll spend that to get 3. And then ending our turn to discover Trader 119. And I think we've seen her before. So flipping up to a bazaar, market, and a festival. But for right now, another person. And that stays in play, and all these get discarded. So now we've got a bridge, deep jungle, our keep, and lumberjack. And on call, a volcanic eruption. So we can play a land. If we could get 2 more wood, that would be nice. Let's see. But not what we have in here. Got 3 money. I think we'll just see what's behind that. Ooh, that and a thunderstorm. So while this is in play, destroy the next land you play. When played, discard the next 3 cards of your deck. 1, 2, 3. Flip it over. Our lands now produce double, and we may not play any cards. Well, we can make 2 money. Or 4, but we can't use it to pay for itself. We could risk bringing something out, but we might lose a nice land. Oh, actually, no, we can't play lands or cards. So I think that killed her turn. Well, that's a shame. Stays in play, get our next 4 cards. Got 2 money production in a storage building. And I think we're advancing. Stays in play. We can discard the top card of the deck. That would have been nice earlier. Nope, we want 2 money in a wood. So we'll keep advancing. And the jester's going to be able to help us with the wood and the money. So the jester got us some money and a wood. We'll spend those for the resources. So we can flip our swamp over to a swamp garden. And end of turn, we get to keep 3 cards. We'll pick these 3, and those stay in play. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got the Dark Knight. May not play cards, upgrade, or use end of turn effects. We need to spend 3 fight to defeat. And we are set up to do that. So we've got 2 fight there and 1 there. So now we get to turn our Dark Knight over to an impressed boy who can potentially upgrade or destroy the impressed boy to gain 2 fight or swords. Alright, so what was that ability? Yeah, that was just an ability, so that's not going to end her turn. Or an activated effect. Oh, we've only got one card left, so we might as well advance. We can come up with 3 money, which we need 5 to go to the next. We need wood for that. So, going to spin those 2, or produce, to flip over our planes. And in the round, and that brings in cards 52 and 53, so we've got a Mighty Mound, which we can turn into a hill settlement, a hill village, and then a peak village. Really need to get our wood and stone going on, but we also got a witch. We need 4 swords to defeat, or to discard 3 persons. End of turn, discover the next 2 cards from your box. Then turn over to a witch cabin. Spend 3 to defeat. Destroy person to rip it up. End of turn, discover the next 2 cards from your box. Okay. That's going to be interesting to deal with. Seems like it's going to deal with itself, but at a cost. Alright, our next round. Got the Magistrate, Mercenary, a Prominent School, and a Distant Mountain. We've already discovered there. So we're going to advance. We've got a storage building now. The lumberjack. So the wood's not going to help us. So bring in the trader and the town border. I don't see that helping us. So we're going to discard when played. Well, we're going to advance getting 2 cards. And then when played, discard the next 3 cards. Losing those. But now our lands produce double, which is just those 2. So I think what we're doing is upgrading our swamp. So we'll overspend, so that's going to be 2 money, 2 wood to make the swamp a garden. And end of turn, discard to make another stay in play. Is there a card that we really want? Well, we know that's coming in, which could help there. So yeah, we'll keep the Magistrate. We've got the bridge. Okay, so that should work. We can spend the money to gain 2, and we get our 3rd rock, which will upgrade our Magistrate. And end of turn, No other cards to save. But our impressed little boy comes out with a field worker and our lighthouse and a distant mountain. And we're going to bring in our wall and keep. And we will advance. Well, we know what's on deck. We have 3 swords in play. We could have the impressed boy fight and get killed by the witch, but help us defeat the witch. Or do I have another sword I can bring back? Play a land or building. Well, by playing that, I don't know if I just want to discard it with that or potentially fight it. I think we're going to see what happens by bringing it out. So we will advance. Yes, then we will advance again and produce. We are 8 out of 10. And then we will discard 3 persons to flip this over. And then we will spend 3 swords to defeat. And all those were just effects, so we're still good to go. But now I really want 2 wood and a coin. But we also have 5 coin, which gets us our next level. So do I spend the 5 coins or keep looking for more wood? Knowing I'm going to look at cards here very shortly. I think I spend the 5 money. So our treasury got better. All right, now we've got a brick road, food barns, our recruit, and larger barns. And we're going to go ahead and look down the brick road at cards 109 and 110. Interesting. Need to discard a person along with that. Small guild to get a real guild. And 2 persons to get a guild hall. And a grand hall. Or we go the barn method. Needing tons of wood, which we've been struggling to get. Discard any number of persons to write. I think we're going to try the small guild. And those stay in play. And that can stay in play. Then we get 4 more cards. Got our Jester, Engineer, Training Grounds in the Deep Jungle. And by itself, that's not helping us, so we will advance. So if we advance again, we destroy our hill. Do we just want to get rid of this card? Okay, we're going to use our Jester for some coin. So with 6 coin, we're going to use 5 to make our market into a festival. So that will help us a little bit more with rock and metal, make that a little bit easier. And that comes out, nothing we can do. So another round. All right, cards 54 and 55. So here, end of turn, discard to make up to 2 other cards stay in play. 5 money becomes an Architect. Reset to discover 1. So there's 2 building projects. Then we get to choose. If you got Lord, gives us some nice resources and discover some things and more resources. Or discover some rival raids. Ooh, and a lot of swords down here. Should help our army out some. Lord Nimrod. Or do I like those resources? I think we'll go with Lord Nimrod. All right. So, messing up our kingdom. See your treasury, we've got 5 marks on our perfect tower 1. We've got 5 on that and 8 on our exports. We want 70 cards or more in our deck, which I feel like we're working on. Loyalty, if there's no enemy in our kingdom, I think we've got that so far. There might be one in here, I forget now. But our people are coming up. Speaking of people, I've got a trader, a jester, training grounds, and a lumberjack. And I think we will advance. And advance again. So we've got plenty of money. We've got end of turn abilities. Let's see, what all can we produce? That's what we're getting at. So money and wood and more money. And more money on the way. So right now we have 4. We can get to 6 money, which does get us up on the treasury track. Is that the best thing to do with what we've got? I think that's what I'm going to do. So the jester is going to give us 2 money. And that takes us up to 6 money, which allows us to go an extra 10 victory points at the end. Then ending your turn, but we get to discard this to keep 2 other cards. We're going to keep the Lumberjack and Training Grounds. Then our next 4 cards, Farmlands, Bridge, Thunderstorm, and a Swamp Garden. When played, discard the next 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And our lands produce double. So there's 6 money. A whole bunch of money. But I'm seeing the Swamp Garden going to an exotic fruit trees. So 2 wood, 2 money, and the rain event gave us some exotic fruit trees. So now we have a better way for building our export. And all those go away. Next 4, got our mercenary, storage building, a deep pit, and our mighty mound. That doesn't help us at all. I'm going to use his turn effect to discover the 2 cards. So the raid is gain any 1 resource. We can upgrade that to looting, to pillaging, and plundering. Then we've got a handsome rival. Cannot be destroyed unless Lord Nimrod has been destroyed. As an effect, discard Lord Nimrod and spend the resources for 1 box below to mark an X. When complete, we flip it over. But if it's not, it's -5 for each unchecked box. Probably a bad idea, because I think, yeah, we're going to have to have both of those in play at the same time. But it's only points, and points don't matter, right? Okay, either way. End of turn. We can keep that or something else. Got a stone coming, which doesn't help us with anything else. Keep the deep pit. So rocky area, the wall, our keep, and an oratory. So we've got 3 swords and 2 rocks. We can bring a land or building back into play. How would that help us? The 2 rocks right now gets us up to 6. Land or building. Maybe. Ooh. Immediately get that. That'll get us a sticker. All right, so we spin that. We're up to 10. So that means at the end of the round, we can find a sticker 1, 2, or 3 on a land. And that was just a ongoing ability we can use. So we still have our turn. Oh yes, we did that. I mean, we might as well. That lets us keep 3 cards. So might as well see what we've got coming up. And we'll go one more time. Okay, we're going to spin the 2 rocks for that. What's this guy do? Reset to add a resource sticker. Yes. Well, discard him to keep these 2 and that, our 3rd one. And we get 4 cards. And a resource sticker to a person in play. I think we're going to torn between upgrading that or a recruit. I think we're going to do that. We'll produce the 3 coins to make our envoy and emissary. And these will go away. 4 more cards. Got our swamp garden, hotel, building, and a deep jungle. Produce. So we're up to 11 and we got a coin. And with that coin and 2 wood, we're going to upgrade our swamp garden. And field worker, larger barns, mountain, and a festival. And we might as well advance to bring that out. So I think we can get up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 money, which is 1 short of what we need. So the only thing we've got is 2 money to upgrade our mountain. All right. So 1, 2, or 3. Coin, wood, or stone on 1 land. Okay, so doing that. by making one of our exotic fruit trees a little bit better. And then we get cards 56 and 57, so we've got a plague, that can't be good, and an assassin. Stays in play, end of round, destroy any 2 persons in your kingdom, then enemy soldier. When played, blocks 1 building per land or land in play. Stays in play, end of round, destroy the blocked card. Spend 2 to defeat. Destroy any 2 persons in your kingdom. So assuming with that we get to go through our deck, I guess. And that is destroy the next person you play. If you do, flip it over or spend 3 fight to do some nasty things. All right, nothing good from that end of round. Well, other than, you know, an extra wood, right? So give this a good shuffle. And see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a heal, lighthouse, mighty mound, and an oppressed boy. And nothing we can do with that. So we'll bring out the farmlands and a rocky area. And nothing we can do with that. So we'll bring out some exotic fruit and our wall and produce. So we're up to 13. And that stays in play also. But still nothing to upgrade, so a small guild and a hotel. So money-wise, we're up to 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, how bad is my math? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 7. So bring out 2 more cards. So now, start producing. Up to 14. And money-wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7 money. So we move up on that track. And that ends your turn, but we get to keep 2 cards. Well, before doing that, do we want this guy gone to deal with later? Yes, we're discarding the top card. All right, so then, like I said, we'll keep those 2 after we do that. So we've got a rival, town border, a land, and larger barns. Wood production is killing us, or lack thereof. So we will advance and play, discard the next 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And flip this over. Our lands produce double. We may not play any more cards. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 money, needing 8. We can discard a friendly. It still just gets the 2. So we'll spin 2. Needs 3 to upgrade. Make our plains a farmland. And, oh wait. How much money did we need to do that with? Needed 3 money. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we'll do it that way. And end of turn, discard this to make him stay in play. Next 4 cards: Brick Road, Training Grounds, and a Volcanic Eruption. Awesome. So ender turn, using that to keep these 3 cards in play. Next 4 cards: Mountain, Bridge, Deep Pit, and the Field Worker. I would love to get 4 for that, or 3 for that. But I feel like we're just discarding. Oh, have we already discarded our Nimrod? Nope. Advance. Okay, there's Lord Nimrod. So what we are going to produce, so we will discard Lord Nimrod and spend resources for one of the boxes. We are going to spend a coin. Well, I guess before that, or doesn't matter. We're spending a coin to get a sword, and then we've got 2 more swords there. So we can mark that box off. And everything else goes. Now we've got a raid, scribe, mine, and merc. It'd be nice to upgrade that, but I need 2 coins to do it, to get the 2 swords. So we advance, which brings out the plague, stays in play. End of round, destroy any 2 persons in your kingdom. Then that happens. So we know we're producing. So we're going to have 1 wood. And we're up to 16. Do I just go ahead and get him upgraded? Still takes money, which I don't have. Oh well, either way, we're bringing out 2. And still nothing to upgrade, so we'll bring out a rocky area. All right, we're going to use the Jester. to get 2 coins. And then spin 2 coins to mark 1 to 2 X's to get 2 swords. So we can turn our raid into looting. Then discard to make 2 other cards stay in play. That and that. And then we get our engineer, lumberjack, emissary, and the keep. Let's see, we will play a land. Going all the way back to get our farmlands, using the keep. Then we're going to spend 3 money so we can discover the investor card 120. And that is the person lady. So gain any 3 resources, then gain any 3 resources, then gain any 3 resources, and then we've got to gain any 1 resource. So that's going to end her turn and in the round also. So we need to destroy any 2 persons in our kingdom. And then the enemy soldier is going to come in. So unfortunately for the trader, even though the festival is pretty good, field worker, our lands seem to be turning into buildings. Magistrate, yep, those are going to be the 2. So the plague took out the trader and a field worker. And this is where we're going to call it for this playthrough. Coming up, we're going to have a city fire. That doesn't sound good at all. But as always, hope you're enjoying this campaign playthrough of Kingdom Legacy. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.